Hey Facebook, hey IG, hey YouTube. Don't know where you're gonna see this, but wanted to do our first vlog for 2019. So I'm excited. This is actually my little break because I've been sitting here grading. So I'm excited to be like taking a little break before I get back to it. So if you pop in here to the live, then make sure you say hey. So here's the topic really quick. The topic is, this is the what you think question. The what you think question is, are you ready for love in 2019? And what I love about this is because I know I was divorced several years ago, and I thought that I was ready, but I really wasn't ready. So I used to like do a lot of research, and I was trying to figure out what did I need to do to get ready. But before we get into that, I want to recap. So think about that. But before we get into it, I want to recap what we talked about last time. What we talked about, hey Ronnie. What we talked about last time was, and so I'm looking over here because somebody sent me a message after the fact, and I feel like they really did like sum it up really well. But it was like, do looks matter over the age of 30? So I'm going to read what he said because I thought this kind of really summed it up, and let me know what you think in the comments. But he said, and this is from Rodney. Shout out to Rodney. He said, hey, Deetra, I know I'm late to the conversation, but yes, 100% looks do matter. And 90% of those who say it doesn't matter will end up eating their words, male or female. I've tried. It doesn't matter. One of two things will typically happen. Either you end up unsatisfied and shortchanged, or you end up hurting that person's feelings, trying to be special. Then you realize you can't look good for two people. I thought that was hilarious, that you can't look good for two people. And then he said, that's when it gets ugly. That's when you have to do the simple math. Either take the not so attractive person, I'm adding in a word there, that ends up in an ugly situation, or option two, the fly attractive person that ends up in an ugly situation. So it was basically like, what are you going to do? Either way, you've got a situation. So I completely agree with what he said, but basically go for what you're really attracted to, because relationships can be difficult. So you definitely want to go for what you're attracted to, because you're going to have to deal with some things anyway. So if you agree with that, then definitely thumbs up. If you don't, then I want you to comment, because I want this to be one of those vlogs that is a conversation. That's what I'm trying to do, is develop a conversation. Is it Kian? I hope it is. Hey, I hate when I mispronounce names, but I don't know everybody personally. So I am Deetra, by the way. So this is the Dating with Deetra blog. Hey, Andre. This is another good one. Before we get into the conversation, kind of stalling a little bit to see if we can get some more people on the live, so feel free to share it. But I was chatting with somebody else, and we talked about, for some reason, the act right thing came up. So if you know what I'm talking about with act right, you meet somebody and you say, if they act right, we can fall in love, that kind of thing. So I said, well, what's the definition of act right? So this is what's his definition of act right. Hey, Ronald Burke, check on me frequently. Tell me good lies. Tell me I'm fine even when I look a mess, was in parentheses, and be consistent. So I thought that was hilarious. So if you have a good act right definition, put that in the comments, because I thought that was absolutely hilarious. And even if you don't have a good definition, get your definition if you are single, because I feel like we all have like our deal breakers, and they're kind of subconscious. And when they are more conscious for us, then it's quicker to make our decisions of what we want to do in a relationship. So tonight, I wanted to talk about being ready for love. And this is the question to you guys, because I'm going to say a few things and I want you to comment and kind of talk to me about it. But this is the question. Are you ready? When you meet somebody, if you're out there dating, so if you're out there dating, definitely hit the heart button. But when you meet somebody, you kind of, you have some things that you expect. So that brings me back to the act right. You have some things that you're expecting, right? And then that person has some expectations as well. And a lot of times people try to say no expectations and all of that. However, I believe that everybody has expectations. So if you disagree, say something in the comments. If you agree, hit the like button, hit the heart button or whatever. Let me know that you're with me. That's why I do these live and uncut and they're not like scripted, because I want people to actually comment. So whether you are seeing this live or you see this afterwards, I want you to comment. So you have these expectations. You have these expectations in mind of what you would like to see, how serious you would like it to be. And I feel like some people with that expectation, they have in their head, they're just looking for somebody to lay with. Let's be honest. But they're not going to tell you that. Or some people have in mind that they really would like something, a long-term relationship, but they have certain criteria. But they're not going to tell the person that because, you know, they might be a backup person or somebody to lay with, somebody to kick it with. And then some people, they're looking for somebody just for companionship, just to hang out with. But I noticed that as we get older, especially if you're in the 30 and up crew. So if you are, hit the like button or the heart button, or if you feel like you're mature, a mature dater, then you don't really want to say, I'm just looking for somebody to kick it with. A lot of times you won't say that because you want to be perceived in a certain way. You don't want to be judged. So for that reason, you don't say, I'm just looking for somebody to kick it with. So a lot of times that is the case and you're really not ready. But what I wanted to talk about are some signs that you're ready. So anybody ever feel like they are ready, but the person that they're dating is not ready, but they're trying to act like they are? So here are some signs that I've seen. I've seen people all of a sudden they're super busy. I see your comment. Thank you for that. All of a sudden they're super busy. Or I'm going to respond to this comment. My expectation is to expect to know and understand her expectations ASAP. You can tell when somebody's not ready because they don't try to find out what your expectations are. They might just sit there and just talk about themselves a lot and just try to just talk about in general stuff, what happened today, small talk and that kind of stuff. And they're really not even trying to find out what you need, why you're even interested in them and so on and so forth. But I have seen that a lot where people, I can tell like you're not really looking for a relationship. You're not really ready for a relationship because you are not even trying to figure out what the expectations are. Another thing that people do is they'll start talking about exes. And I mean, I'm talking about like, you know, like a full story with details and you just met the person about their exes and you can kind of tell how hurt they are. So if you've experienced this, definitely hit the heart button. And if you haven't, then definitely take notes of it because it definitely happens. Where they may say something to the effect of, yeah, I was with somebody and it didn't work out, but you know, I'm really, I'm still open to it working out. And this is another thing. This is a question that I have for you guys. Do you think that you are ready for a relationship if you're still friends with all of your exes? I feel like that's a whole different topic in itself, but I'm like, I'm not sure. And then I like this comment too. I think it's important to define aspects of readiness, and I think it is too, because what I have found is like one person is taking it more seriously than the other person, and then that results in somebody's feelings being hurt. I've had a guy at one point say that he's been through so many, like, it's not like a real relationship where you weren't like really committed to the person, but he's been in situations to where he felt like he was going through a breakup and he wasn't even with the person. So yeah, I think it is like a completely different topic to really like dig into that. But I do want to talk about like some of the red flags, and I want you guys to put in the comments what are some of those red flags and what people need to look out for. And this is why, because I was married for a number of years and then I became single. So I was married basically, I think it was like 22 or something like that. And then I was divorced into my 30s. So I was married for over 10 years and completely like all of my teen years was kind of caught up with the same person. So it's like basically my whole life being married. And then when I became single, I was like, I really didn't know what to do. So that's why I think a lot of this is important, because I wasn't thinking about, is this person ready? I wasn't thinking about, is this person serious? I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was just thinking about, this person is interested. So I was basically taking everything they said very seriously. So that's why I think this is an important topic to have, because I found that when I talk to other singles, male or female, and definitely hit the heart button if you've ever experienced this. When I talk to a person, male or female, they always say, oh, this person's playing games. That's why I really wanted to do that topic. So if you are interested in that topic, let me know in the comments. This person's playing games, talking about this person's not ready. And back to that about them not being ready. There's another thing is that you can tell if they say that they're too busy, if they talk about their ex, that's two things. Another thing that they're not ready is if they have a lot of like financial problems. That's a big red flag that they're not ready. Hey, Monica. If they're all talking about the different financial problems that they're having. And I posted today if they need to get their ish together, if somebody needs to really get their ish together, they really shouldn't be out there dating. So if you agree with that, then definitely hit the heart button for me. If you disagree, then let me know why you think that's okay to be dating, and you know that your finances is not really where they need to be. And I think this is like male and female. Because I feel like it's not fair for a female to ask a guy all the time. Like sometimes females start asking guys to pay for bills and do all kinds of stuff. I saw a post online where the female was talking about how single moms, thank you for that, Monica, how single moms are asking people to pay for babysitters and different things like that. And I believe if you don't know a guy, then you don't know him yet and you're asking him to pay for extra things besides your date, I feel like that's kind of, that's unfair. And then another thing for the guy, we're not being able to afford to date a female. So that's a tough one too. Where you, as a female, you're kind of wondering like, okay, well, why is he not asking me out? Like, what's going on? But then the issue is really he's just not in a financial position to be able to take you out. So you're kind of like left with a big question mark. And then the last one that I'm going to do, and if you guys have one that you think that I didn't cover, then definitely leave it in the comments. But the last one, a lot of people, especially if you are over 30, a lot of people don't really have their kids under control. So they are either their kids are running them around everywhere. Their kids are unruly. They just can't manage their schedule with their kids. It's just all kinds of stuff with their kids. Like they're prioritizing their kids, which I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. But if you are really saying that you're ready for love in 2019, you've got to have a space for a relationship. So if you don't have a space for that relationship, then you can't really allow that to come in. And then another thing I would say, just to kind of wrap it all up, is that if you don't have that space for a relationship, then stop blaming other people. Stop blaming the people that you are dating because you don't have space for it, and you're expecting them to be patient. You're expecting them to just stick around when you're really not quite ready. And then I'll have a transparent moment, and then I'm going to tell you another thing. But I have a transparent moment. I know I've been single for a long time, and yeah, I've dated people, but I've been like pretty single for a long time, and I was trying to figure out what's going on. And I hate that question when people say, why are you single? Especially if they find that I'm attractive and things like that. Hey, Duddy, if they find that I'm attractive and they say, well, why are you single? And it took me a long time to figure it out because I really didn't know. I felt like I wasn't running into the right person. Could be because I'm pretty picky. That could be it. But that's a whole different topic. If you like that topic, then are you too picky? Then let me know in the comments. But back to what I was saying, I did not really have a lot of space for a real relationship because my focus, I was pursuing a PhD, and that was like the most important thing to me, was pursuing that PhD. So it was like a lot of my time was caught up in that, where, you know, on the weekends, like I'm doing papers nonstop. Hey, Kiana. So I'm doing papers like nonstop on the weekends. And if you can relate to that, definitely don't leave me out here by myself. Give me some love with that. If you know, like if you're like really caught up in your career, or if you're really caught up in school and stuff like that, and people kind of call you out for it, if you're single, then definitely give me some love for that, because that was definitely my story. So I was absolutely not ready for love in 2018, even though I thought that I was. Thank you for that. Love you, sis. Thank you for that. Even though I thought that I was ready, I was not ready. So this year, definitely in a better position, because I have decided to downgrade. Hey, Nicole. Hey, sis. I decided to downgrade the degree that I was pursuing, and I'm just going to take another master's. That sucks, but my quality of life was impacted by pursuing that PhD, and I was like, I just cannot do it anymore. It's not worth it. It was like too much money. It was too much time. It was too much frustration. So I decided to switch some things around. And then after I did all that, I didn't even want, it was crazy. That's a whole different topic too. So let me not get too much into that. But the last thing, I said it was going to be the last thing before, but the last thing that I believe that you really need to watch out for when you're thinking about, are you ready for love this year, is you gotta get your look up, okay? You gotta do that. I know right now I'm like in a t-shirt, ponytail or whatever. I'm not really dressed, not a lot of makeup and all of that, because I wanted this to be real chill and, you know, us to really have a conversation about it. But you really got to get your look up so that you can feel confident. It's taken me a long time to get to this place to where I can come on live and I'm not like feeling like I need to change my whole outfit and all of that. I really had to work on myself to become like fully confident in how I look and all of that. So if you are a person that you are not fully confident in how you look, you are not ready for love. And then I believe this is kind of a side note, because I'm not really talking about marriage as much, but even if you are married and you're not confident in your look, that's going to affect, hey, Ebony, that's going to affect your relationship. You got to be confident in how you're looking, right? So to do that, you can do that in a number of ways. As long as you think you good, you straight. But for me, hey Charmaine, good to see you, girl. So for me, I love like hair, I love makeup, I love earrings, I love clothes and things like that. I'm more of a hair and makeup girl. And my clothes are a little last with that kind of stuff. Hey, Dr. Tyus, good to see you. But whatever it is that you like, make sure your stuff is on point. Make sure that you are really feeling good about yourself, because if you're not feeling good about you, then you are not ready for love. Okay. You are not ready. You need to hit the gym. This is for males and females, because I definitely want this to be for both. You need to hit the gym hard. You need to start working out and also watching what you're eating. You need to do all of that. If you're drinking, you need to stop drinking, because that's that beer belly and all of that. That's where that comes from. But me, I even got a t-shirt. I don't know, you can't see my shirt. It's fitish. I'm fitish. The t-shirt, what does it say? It says I'm semi-fit. I like to eat and I like to work out. So if you are one of those people, definitely hit the heart button, because I don't want to be alone. Am I the only person that's fitish? So I'm a person that I love to eat and I love to work out too, but you got to have that balance there. So if you also, this is a big thing. If you want somebody that looks good, you better be looking good, okay? Because that is not fair for you to say, I want somebody that has like a six pack and your stomach's not even flat. Like, I mean, like, you don't have to have the same exact thing, but you got to be able to be comparable, I guess, with the person that you're interested in. But again, there's somebody for everybody. So let's make sure that point is clear, that there is somebody for everybody, and you don't have to be perfect, but you need to meet your own standards. So for me, what I did was, and I'm not an expert. Let me make sure this is clear. I'm not saying I'm an expert in dating, because I'm not. I'm having a conversation. So I'm just sharing my experiences, and I'm hoping that you're going to share yours. But for me, I wanted to be like a size 10, like before, when I was overweight, after my divorce. I was like, okay, I need to be a size 10. I need my hair to be like this, and I need to like get my makeup and everything together. I know I can't speak for the guys, but I know you guys still got to get your cuts together. So if you're going bald, because I'm talking to people that's 30 and up, like you got to do, you might want to make sure your cut is fresh. You want to make sure that your clothes, you got the swag. You want to make sure you got all of that stuff together if you're wanting to be out here dating and you're wanting to be out here attractive to other people, being able to attract the opposite sex. You got to look good. So one thing that I did was I subscribed to this beauty. It's called Ipsy. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. It comes like in this. This is not really for the guys, but I wanted to tell the ladies about it. Because a lot of my friends and even family, sometimes they say like, well, I don't know about makeup. Like, I don't know what to do. So like, even if my face is like completely natural, like I'm going to have something to make sure I look like something, even like your everyday. Because a lot of times, fellas, if you are listening, please comment about this, because a lot of times, guys, they do want to see a natural look. And they don't want to see like a lot of makeup, especially if you're messing it up. So you gotta, you want to have like some mascara and stuff like that, like your basic stuff on an everyday basis for the most part. But what I like is sometimes if you don't really have a whole lot of stuff, you kind of got to build yourself up. So this thing, it gives you like a little inspiration. It's like a glam bag, and it's only like $10. So the bag looks like this. Hey, Art. I'm talking about the natural look. If you missed it, I'm talking about how even if you're not really into a lot of makeup, you're trying to look good. the women. I want to hear the guys' opinions on that. I don't know if it's Shablina. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry. But hey, I want to hear the guys' opinions on that with the makeup, because I think a lot of the women struggle. Like, I want to see what you guys are thinking. But what's in this little Ipsy thing, and if you're interested, I'll put the link in there, is they give you some mascara. They give you like a cute brush. What is this? Because I haven't opened it. It's like lip gloss or something. I'll tell you when I try it. But this, and then your cream, and this is body butter, because you got to be smelling good. I didn't mention that either. I think that's it. No, there's one more thing. Nude eyeshadow. So I wish I got it right. I'm sorry. I tried. But the nude eyeshadow, I think that's really good for a natural look, because I'm noticing, at least this is what the fellas are putting in the comments, that you guys like more of the natural look versus a lot of heavy makeup. So ladies, you still got to get your, your look and everything together. So please, how long I've been on here? Let me see. I can't even tell. But anyway, I've been on here for a while. So feel free to watch the replay. And then if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe, because I am building this organically. So I only want it to be people that's like really interested. If you like to talk about dating, I talk about it all the time. Like, hey, I met this guy. Hey, John. Hey, I met this guy and this is what he said. What do you think about that? Of course, I will not be sharing names or anything like that, or any stories that I get. I will not always share names, but I hear a lot of stories and it's really fun. 19 minutes. Thank you, Ebony. So yeah, I've been on here for a while. Hey, Shay. And I really want you guys to comment about some of the things that I said. If you're ready for love in 2019, I hope it was helpful for some people. If you're new to dating, you need to look for those things. They need to have their finances together. They need to have their kids, all that situation that needs to be together. No drama. If you are not here for drama in 2019, then please hit the heart button. Please hit the thumbs up. So that all that needs to be their exes. They can't be taking texts from their exes when they want a second chance. All of that. No, that needs to be done. And they will give you a sign. Oh, thank you for the love. Thank you. Hey, Sam. And they will give you those signs. You can tell in their conversation. So, what I'm doing, if you are following me, I'm putting up polls for what you want. Hey, Joy, I'm glad I stayed on a little bit longer. I'm putting up polls for what you guys want to talk about, because I want to talk about what you want to talk about. I want you guys commenting. I don't mind, disagree with me, all of that. Like, I want you guys to say what you guys are thinking about this, because I really wish that I had found something like this when I started dating, because as Joy, that's my BFF, that's my best friend, she knows that I used to call her, and I still call her and talk her head off like, what's this mean? And when they say this, what's this mean? And most of it translated to, they are not ready. That's what it translated to. So if they're lying to you, if they cannot see you, if you are just questioning what their intentions are, male or female, because females are good for it. They can bring it, okay? So male or female, if you have any of those questions, they're just not ready. So I would take things very personal, because I'm like, my heart is like, oh, I didn't even do it right. How you do it? But anyway, I would take things so personal. And yes, hashtag not ready. And all it was that they were just not ready. And maybe it was that they were not ready for me. They would describe me in their conversation. Have you ever had this happen? Please hit the like button if you've had this happen, where they will describe you when you ask them, when you have that expectations conversation, and then you give them what they're expecting, and then nothing. And you're like, okay, I'm everything that you said that you wanted, but you're not reciprocating. So what's the problem? That is definitely hashtag not ready. That is definitely what that is. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to promise I'm done because I obviously can talk. Let me see if I can see the whole thing. Nope, I ain't going to be able to see it. But it says natural beauty turns me, or art says natural beauty turns me on, but women love to be made up. So I'm going to enjoy it. Balance is key to everything. So I definitely agree with that. Balance is key to everything. So that's why personally, I like to have different looks, as you guys have noticed. So I like to have a no makeup look, a no fake hair look, and then I like to have my long hair, don't care. Like I like to do all of it, but that's not everybody's personality. So everybody's not going to be able to do that. So you got to do what works for you. But until next time, again, subscribe. Remember to look good, feel good, be good. And we'll talk again soon next week. Hit me up with any of your ideas. Love you guys. Mwah.